What's good, Tim? It's your boy, Mickal, aka Mr. Napper. Boy, today, man, we got 20 times Caitlin Clark humiliated opponents. Let's get into it.
Some games are remembered for their high scores or close calls, but then there are those games that are remembered because a single player was at her merciless best. And today, that player is Caitlin Clark. These are the top moments where Caitlin didn't just beat her opponents, she humiliated them. Kicking things off, we're taking it back to that epic showdown with Michigan. Clark, apparently feeling the rhythm, decided to teach some dance moves to her defender. And with her defender flowing with the rhythm, she decides to drop a bomb from the logo.
But isn't this when she completed the points thing or whatever? Got the most points, I think.
And just like that, Michigan was sent packing with an L, while Clark walked off the court with a cool 40 points under her belt. As she transitioned into the WNBA, the stakes were high and the challenges were plenty. But did that slow her down? Absolutely not. For her grand entrance on the WNBA scoreboards, Clark went full superhero mode, coast to coast. She met Bonner at the rim, who might as well have been a traffic cone for all the resistance she could offer.
Thought about pulling up from three, will dip inside and lay it in. There are the first points in the WNBA career.
Hands up, Bonner could only watch as she got Clarked. So far, CC often finds herself a target on the court, but if you think that stops her, think again. Take the game against the Phoenix Mercury, for instance.
Yeah, this game right here. Yeah. But I mean, I'm pretty sure, I think she is, Caitlin Clark is a target on the floor, bro. I don't know why, but she is, though.
Sophie Cunningham thought a little shove might throw Clark off her game as she went for a layup. Nope. Clark turned that push into a textbook and won, scoring the basket.
Clark sinks the screen and got the layup and one. Off the strong side, she's kicking it for a three.
That's what we call the Caitlin Clark effect. Unstoppable, even with a side of extra physicality. And speaking of the Caitlin Clark effect, let's chat about Allen's encounter with it. During a play, Clark decided it was time for Allen to take a quick breather.
Yeah, when I saw that, and I was, but then she missed it. I'm like, oh, man.
Basketball style. As Clark launched one from downtown, Allen could do nothing but sit back and watch.
Allen.
This is crazy.
Oh, she dropped Allen out, though.
Years and years of perfecting that.
Look at it.
I mean, this is just...
Sure, the shot didn't drop, but hey, Allen still got a front row ticket to the Caitlin Clark shooting clinic. Then came the showdown with Sabrina Ionescu and the Liberty. What's better than breaking records? Doing it right in front of someone who set a few themselves. Clark didn't just play. She decided to teach a masterclass in record breaking, securing a triple-double that Sabrina couldn't manage in her rookie year.
Triple-double for a rookie. Caitlin Clark has it. More history for the
I'm pretty sure they won that New York game, I think. I don't know if they won a New York game or they lost. I think they won that one, though.
As the crowd roared, Sabrina could only watch as Clark rewrote the record books, showing just how it's done when the stakes are high. Now, if you think Clark's savagery was reserved for the WNBA, think again. Back in Iowa, she was practically handing out invitations to her shooting exhibition. Clark gave Raven Johnson what seemed like the Grand Canyon's worth of space, daring her to shoot.
Look at how far Caitlin Clark is playing off of Raven Johnson.
Yeah, see, and this is back when Raven Johnson couldn't even shoot. I think last year and now Raven Johnson can shoot now, but this is crazy, though. Now, right here, I didn't find out about Caitlin Clark, I'm not lying, until the what was it? Until the championship game versus LSU. That's when I found about both of them, for real.
And when Johnson hesitated, Clark waved her off like she was dismissing a minor annoyance.
Shoot the basketball. Watch Caitlin Clark, left side. She doesn't even look at her. Waves her hand as if to say, I don't care about you.
I mean, that's playing the player, showing a level of disrespect that's as savage as it is entertaining. And we can't talk about Iowa Clark without talking about their matchups with LSU. Remember after the 2023 NCAA Finals when Reese from LSU flashed her ring and gave Clark the "you can't see me" taunt?
Yeah, this is when I knew about both of them. This is when I knew about the both of them. I'm not lying. When this is when I knew about the both of them.
And Angel Reese knows a ring is coming.
That stung. But if you know anything about sports, you know karma has a way of evening the score. Fast forward to 2024, and it was time for the rematch. Iowa versus LSU. Clark versus Reese.
I'm trying to tell you, this game was like the biggest game. I'm not lying. Everybody was waiting for this game again. We all knew they were going to play a game. Now, the LSU team, that team right here, was not that good as a team before. You know what I'm saying? That if it was a team before, then I think LSU would have won. But Iowa was good. They had some shooters. I'm not going to lie, some shooters. They had the Martin girl. You know what I'm saying? But Kellen Clark, see, what I feel like, yes, she did beat LSU, but I feel like to even put the cherry on top is if she would have won that championship against South Carolina, but didn't happen.
This was more than just a game. It was a chance for redemption. And oh, did Caitlin come prepared. Dominating the court with a staggering 41 points, 12 assists, and sinking 9 three-pointers, Clark was a one-woman wrecking crew, contributing to 80% of Iowa's field goals.
Standing offensive rebounding team. Clark, cut it!
This game was crazy, though. It was fun to watch, too.
You bet! Catch, fire, and hit! Clark was trying to redirect a pass. Clark, oh my! Wheels around,
bananas,
fades Van Lith, and drains it! My goodness! UCLA game, that's how sick she was. Clark! Clark, again coming off the screens.
Telling y'all, she was going crazy, man.
Clark steps back, fires, you bet! First Elite Eight game, Clark, again! Clark pulls up another deep one.
Once she hit this, you know the game was already over.
Good.
You knew the game was over, bro.
The result? A triumphant march back to the Final Four, leaving the LSU players practically turning into live emojis. First up, there's the scene where Clark effortlessly dodges her defender. Reese rushes to assist, but all she can do is stretch out an arm in vain as Clark's three-pointer swooshes through the net.
Here's Martin. Clark, again coming off the screens. Clark steps back, fires, you bet!
Times when you just can't avoid talking about length, hand in her face, drains it anyway.
Talk about a moment of helpless spectatorship. Meanwhile, Haley Van Lith, after chasing Clark all over the court, could only offer an emoji-worthy expression as another Clark special rained down from downtown.
Here's Clark. Clark pulls up another deep one. Is good!
Yeah, that was crazy. I'm not gonna lie. You can't do nothing about it. That's like trying to guard Curry, bro.
Caitlin Clark once again dancing with the basketball, seeing it go through the net.
But Caitlin Clark's reign of terror wasn't just limited to her opponents. She even had the refs in her crosshairs. After sinking a massive three-pointer, Clark got hit with a technical for taunting.
Hawks have already scored more points there in this game.
Seeing her coach...
I think this was like before like people know about it. Because she had a jump shot.
Points there in this game.
Yeah, I think she shouldn't have jump shot to be better. I think this is like before people knew about Caitlin Clark anyway.
Seeing her coach on a fiery debate with the ref, possibly about to earn a technical herself, she stepped in like a seasoned diplomat. She gently but firmly guided her coach away from the ref, essentially saying, "Relax, coach, I've got this."
But because of the proximity to where Tanya Warren was standing, where the UNI players are standing, they're just not going to let you get away with that.
I think this is during 20. Yeah, This is even before people even knew about Caitlin Clark, though. People didn't really know about it really until that 2020 LSU game, and then that's when she got a big ass fan base. I don't know, maybe not.
We'll never know. I can't read her lips.
Moments later, she steals the ball, creating her own encore, and then pulls up for a step-back three that would make the crowd, and possibly even the ref, go wild.
Today's game, they remember, even though Caitlin Clark wasn't on that team, many of the players were. They remember that score. They remember what that felt like, and you're seeing the response to that today.
Clark defensively gets the stop. And with the basketball, little inside out, and it's good.
And speaking of big shots, who could forget Caitlin Clark's epic showdown against Maryland back in her Iowa days? It was one of those moments where you knew something special was about to unfold. Clark got the ball beyond the arc, and with a slide pump fake, she sent her defender on a quick flight to nowhere. And with the path clear, she nails her signature three-pointer. Swish.
Actually, nah, I'm not lying. She probably have a low fan base, but people didn't really know about her worldwide until the LSU game back in 2023 when, you know what I'm saying, they won. When LSU won.
Clark, pump fake, rises, and buries it. She's got 36.
She lives for those moments, Gus. She wants to take the big shot, and she will make the big shot.
But what if I told you that CC once single-handedly dismantled an entire team? Yes, you heard that right. In basketball, it usually takes a whole squad to overcome giants, but sometimes it just takes one Caitlin Clark. In the 2023 Final Four, South Carolina, unbeaten with a 36-0 record, met Iowa and met their match. By the time the dust settled, they were 36 and Clark. Their only loss in 2 seasons came at the hands of one extraordinary player.
Right here, I forgot. South Carolina was like the best teams, and I forgot that they lose to Kim Clark because people said it was supposed to be South Carolina versus LSU, but we got Caitlin Clark versus injuries, and that was probably the best we ever had.
Clark was involved in nearly everything Iowa did on the court. She scored or assisted on 31 of Iowa's 38 points in the first half alone, accounting for a staggering 75% of her team's total points. And while she didn't hit a triple-double, she didn't need to. Her 41 points were enough to torch South Carolina, marking that game as the only blemish on their otherwise dominant 2-season run.
And both of these teams very willing and capable of pushing in transition and scoring quickly.
Here's Clark working around Fletcher. Caitlin.
Clark cooked an entire championship contender. And while we've talked a lot about Caitlin Clark, the scorer,
that year, people had South Carolina to win the whole thing that year,
let's not overlook Caitlin Clark, the playmaker. Her ability to see the court is almost as deadly as her shooting. In a game against the Aces, she showcased this brilliantly. As the Sparks defense took a momentary nap, Clark was wide awake, threading a precision pass to Wallace. The entire Sparks team could only watch in dismay as the ball zipped through their ranks, landing perfectly for an easy score.
What a pass. And Wallace.
As she continues to shine in the WNBA, her knack for breaking records isn't new. Let's rewind to an epic game against Michigan where Clark was just 6 points shy of breaking the
Yo, y'all gotta wonder, once she settles, bro, imagine if she has kids from the daughter from the, I'm trying to tell you, that shooting is gonna be, I'm trying to tell you, bro. And you never know, if she's shooting like this, just imagine if she had kids, a daughter,
NCAA women's scoring record. But how she went about it was nothing short of cinematic. Clark decided not just to break the record, but to smash it in style. She scored the first 8 points for her team with a flair that said, go big or go home. And for the record breaker, a jaw-dropping 3 from near half court. No layups, no easy shots. Clark went for the spectacular, etching her name into history with a shot that will be replayed for years to come.
Close enough, but you know who they go to. 22! Will she go for history?
I mean, this girl doesn't need any recollecting time to rise and launch her 3. Take her game against Ohio State, for instance. From the logo, Clark cashed in a 3-pointer that had her defender staring in disbelief, probably wondering what she had just witnessed.
There's so much opportunity in transition. Caitlin Clark needs no space.
Yes, bro.
Cashes in. Come on, 22. Are you not entered?
And in the WNBA, when the Colorado players decided to crowd the paint, Clark had a different idea. With a hold my beer attitude, she effortlessly launched another logo 3. No hesitation, no second thoughts, just pure confidence. It's as if the farther she is, the better she gets.
Big one.
Clark, can she answer? Court.
Against the Suns, Clark decided to cook the entire team. Not with a pan, but with a bomb of a shot from the logo. As the Suns scrambled back on defense, Clark was already in another time zone, launching a 3 from the logo.
I'm trying to tell you, Caitlin Clark is gonna get better every year. And it's gonna be scary sight. It's gonna be a scary sight. I'm telling you. But stop playing with Caitlin Clark, bro. It's gonna be a scary sight.
Wheeler finds Clark from the logo.
Look at Wheeler staring to the right side, knows who's there, drop pass behind. Could be the deepest shot we've seen Caitlin Clark make as a pro. Big one.
And imagine this, you're Richards from the Washington Mystics. You just entered the game, and the first thing you experience is getting floored. But wait, there's more. As you get up, you find yourself face to face with a nightmare. Caitlin Clark pulling up from the logo. Before you can blink, the ball's through the net. Welcome to the WNBA, courtesy of Caitlin Clark.
Richards on the floor. Clark, the step back three just below the logo, drills it.
She's a rookie, and she's 22 years old, the same as her jersey, but those heels were right at the logo.
If you thought that was intense, watch how she put Samantha Whitcomb on skates. In a dance of dribbles and drives, Clark had Whitcomb sliding so much that even the court seemed to nod in approval with every screech of her shoes.
Had an open look from three, didn't take it. Only 3 to shoot. Gonna have to make something happen. Clark through the lane, reverses it in.
From record-breaking shots to heart-stopping playmaking, Clark proves time and again why she's one of the most electrifying players in basketball history. Whether she's dropping defenders or sinking impossible threes, Caitlin Clark is making history. If you enjoyed witnessing these jaw-dropping moments,
telling you, she'll be greatest of all time. Probably one of the. I'm gonna lie, bro. She will be. She will be. Anyway, let me know what y'all think down below. We out.